guys are gonna just run away? And live in the forest?
I don't know. I told her that we were going to die.
Okay, sir, are you with her right now?
Yeah.
Is she awake?
She's awake.
Is she breathing?
Yeah, she's breathing. She said she can take shallow breaths. She's alert.
Okay, stay with her. We're sending the police department. Don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Hold on just a minute, sir. We're sending officers.
Do you know what happened to Bella?
What happened to Bella? Is Bella your friend?
She's not Anissa. She's the one who was stabbed.
Stabbed? I'm not really sure.
Is she dead?
I don't know. She was taken to the hospital. Maybe no.
What? I was just wondering.
As crazy as the story you're about to hear is, keep in mind, all of this actually happened. On May 31st, 2014, three 12-year-old friends named Anessa Weir, Morgan Geyser, and Peyton Luthner went for a walk at David's Park, which is a forest with trail systems near Peyton's home. The intention was actually to go play hide-and-go-seek, which was made all the more exciting by the fact that the woods had kind of a dark and ominous reputation to them. Some of the local teenagers would even joke that they were haunted. But that didn't stop the girls, who frankly loved dark and creepy things. Specifically Anessa and Morgan, who both frequented web pages like Creepypasta, which is a website that hosts fictional stories submitted by its users with the sole intent of kind of creeping the reader out. Now, out of all of the stories that have come from creepypastas like this, possibly the most infamous would be the story of Slender Man. Slender Man is a fictional character that is unnaturally tall. He has a humanoid-type creature build with a featureless head and face, and he wears a black suit. There's countless stories of Slender Man, most of which, feature him stalking and abducting or traumatizing people, using supernatural powers and tentacles that come out of his back, and according to the mythos that surrounds him, he particularly liked abducting children, especially from the forest, much like the one that the three girls were currently walking in. To make matters worse, Anessa and Morgan had spent the previous night having a sleepover at Peyton's house for her birthday, and the girls had stayed up all night telling Slender Man stories and other creepy tales, much like kids do during sleepovers. And even though they'd spent the night telling scary stories, Peyton wasn't really afraid to walk in the woods that day. To Peyton, Slender Man was just some creepy story that she really didn't believe in anyway. Once the girls were deep enough in the woods, Anessa told Peyton to lay on the ground and cover herself with leaves and sticks so she could hide as a part of the game. Peyton thought it was weird, but figured it was all just kind of a part of the game, and, they were trying to creep themselves out, so eventually she played along and got in the ground and began to cover herself up just like she had been asked. The problem that Peyton was unaware of was that Anessa and Morgan, much like Peyton herself, weren't afraid of Slender Man either, but for very different reasons. Anessa and Morgan weren't afraid that Slender Man was going to come and get them because, well, that's exactly what they were hoping he was going to do, and it's exactly why they lured Peyton to the woods that day. What Peyton didn't know was that the night before, during her slumber party, Anessa and Morgan were actually planning to kill her when she fell asleep, because both Anessa and Morgan not only believed that Slender Man was real, but they believed that if they killed Peyton, Slender Man would spare their lives and come take them to live with him in his secret supernatural mansion in the woods. The two girls stayed up all night waiting for Peyton to fall asleep, but at some point they ended up changing their minds and decided to kill her the next day. So, the three of them obviously weren't playing hide-and-seek that day, and talking Peyton into laying on the ground was just a ploy to get her to be more vulnerable. And once Peyton was on the ground, covered in leaves and sticks, both Anessa and Morgan jumped on top of her, attacking her, sitting on her arms and her legs to pin her to the ground. At one point, Morgan pulled out a knife with a 5-inch blade, and the two began to take turns stabbing Peyton over and over again. Peyton tried to fight back, but it was impossible. She was on her back, and both girls were on top of her with her arms and her legs pinned, and she was forced to basically just lay on the ground while the two girls that she thought were her best friends stabbed her repeatedly. After Peyton had been stabbed 19 times, twice in vital organs, one wound had just missed her heart by millimeters. Eventually, the girls finally stopped stabbing. Peyton was mortally wounded, but she was alive, at which point the girls told her to lay still while they went to go get her help. Obviously, they had no intention of getting her help. They just didn't want to continue stabbing her anymore, whether it was because they were tired or they just couldn't stomach Peyton pleading for them to stop. In the end, the girls decided instead that it was better just to leave her to bleed out and die. Both girls stood up and walked into the woods, leaving Peyton, waiting for Slender Man to come and take them at any moment. Their plan was to walk the 100-mile hike to Nicollet National Forest, which is where Slender Man's mansion was rumored to be hidden. But both girls thought that it was most likely that he would come and take them long before they ever made it that far. Needless to say, Slender Man didn't come and take them away to his mansion. Both girls were later apprehended nearly 5 miles away on the interstate by police. Peyton had actually managed to survive the attack and pull herself through the woods to a road where she was eventually discovered by a cyclist who called 911 and she was rushed to the hospital. What you're about to watch are condensed versions of the actual interrogations of Morgan and Anessa done shortly after their arrests. The footage has been edited in a way that more clearly tells their story from their own perspectives. However, I do want to warn you that some may find the following video disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody been nice to you?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you had a long day so far. Well, I'm a detective here at the Waukesha Police Department. Okay?
Okay.
And something happened to you with, looks like 2 of your friends. And so I gotta talk to you about that for a little bit.
Okay.
So I got some questions for you today.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
12. So you just had a birthday not too long ago? What'd you do for your birthday?
Mommy and I had sushi and cupcakes and Daddy.
That's funny, my daughter just had her 11th birthday and we had sushi for her birthday too. You're a year older than her though, but her birthday was last week too. Pretty close in age. It's funny that you guys both like sushi. So did you guys get presents for your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
Tickets to a Star Trek convention?
Where's that at?
I don't know.
When is it coming up or
It's soon.
do you like Star Trek?
Yeah.
When's your last day of school coming up?
I don't know. I'm not excited though because I like school.
Really? That's good. My daughter's like that.
Wait.
So then you like Bella?
I can't really tell who Anissa likes and doesn't like.
So you think she dislikes Bella?
Probably, yeah. She always calls her, I don't want to say it.
Tell me.
She always calls her a bitch.
Why?
I don't know. Because she's being one? I'm just assuming. I don't really know what the definition is.
So do you like Bella pretty much? Have you ever been mad at her?
She was my only friend for a long time. Because
Why would you hurt your only friend?
it was necessary.
What do you mean by necessary?
I don't know.
Somebody told you that?
Mm-hmm.
Does Anissa have any other friends?
Mm-hmm. I hate her other friends.
What are her other friends?
Caitlin's nice. There's this girl named Frankie. And she seems to hate me. And there's this girl and I don't know her name.
So Frankie's the one that doesn't like you?
Frankie doesn't like me. She said I was creepy.
Do you know who the President of the United States is?
Yes.
Who's that?
Barack Obama.
What do you remember seeing on the news that's going on lately?
Gross things.
What's gross things?
Kidnapping children and doing things to them.
Remember which time or specific incident?
Not really. I don't really pay much attention, but it's all gross.
Do you know where you're at right now?
What?
Do you know where you are right now?
Not really.
Where do you think you are?
At a police station. Do you know what happened to Bella?
What happened to Bella? Is Bella your friend?
Mm-hmm. She's not Anissa. She's the one who was stabbed.
Stabbed? I'm not really sure.
Is she dead?
I don't know. She wants to take her to the hospital. Maybe no.
What?
I think Morgan's reaction makes it pretty clear that she didn't expect her friend Peyton to have survived.
Is she dead?
I don't know. She wants to take her to the hospital. Maybe no.
What? I was just wondering.
Alright, found you some water. Yeah. Are you doing okay? Are you warm enough in here? It gets kind of chilly because of the concrete and the marble and stuff. Would you like a blanket? I can give you a blanket.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do you need anything to eat?
Okay.
Are you sure? Okay. Maybe as you kind of relax a little bit, you might find that you're starting to get hungry. But try to drink some water, okay? And I'll be right back with you, okay?
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
If I just wanted to know how far I've walked, because I'm usually not very athletic and just want to know.
I'm not real certain. I think, why don't I just try to get some specifics as to where, because I honestly don't know where the deputies found you, and I'm being 100% honest with you. And this whole time that I'm going to be talking today, I'm going to be very honest, and I'm not trying any tricks or anything, okay? I see that you're upset, and, but I will try to find out that information for you.
This is about Morgan. She can be a little jumpy and get off task and look around and forget what she's saying in the middle of a sentence a lot.
Okay.
Because, she says she hears voices too. But I just wanted to tell you.
So we're aware of that? Maybe not. Okay. Put off by that then? Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. So I need to know the story as to what happened today, because it's been quite a day, and even stuff that happened, yesterday. And I kind of know bits and pieces, but I don't know the full-on truth. And the only people that know, really what happened are people who are in the place where it happens, okay? Your parents know that you're here talking to me, okay? And I'm glad they're so glad that you're safe. We were scared for you guys, okay? Understanding these above rights. Are you willing to speak with me and tell me what happened today? Is that a yes?
The silly thing about this was I didn't know I was in danger until after Morgan stabbed Peyton, or Bella, as people call her.
They call her Bella? Okay. You go to school with Peyton?
Yes, Bella.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
So, there's this website called the Creepypasta Wiki.
Okay.
It's full of horror stories that are meant to purposely scare you through online literature and all that.
Okay.
And there's one of them called Slender Man. It's really Slender Man.
Slender?
Slender Man.
Oh, Slender Man. Like skinny guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he has these proxies or servants, as people call them.
Okay.
Masky and Teddy. And Morgan said, "Hey, Anissa, we should be proxies." And I was like, "Okay, how would we do that?" And that was around end of December, beginning of January.
Okay. And a proxy again, what is a proxy?
It's a servant or an apprentice.
Okay, and they're the servants of who?
The whichever they kind of don't have a choice. Slender's the really big, he's head of it all, supposedly.
Okay, so Slender's the big guy,
Yeah.
the top guy, and the proxies are his puppets.
Yes, that's how people put their puppets.
Oh, okay. Boy, I never even heard this before. Okay. All right. So back in December, January, Morgan
Yeah.
told you like, hey, we should be proxies, type thing.
Yeah.
And you said what? Like,
I said, okay, how would we do that? And she said, we have to kill Bella.
I think it's pretty obvious that when these girls went to trial, their defense was going to be insanity. And while I agree that there's clearly a disconnect from reality, there's still more than a few moments where Anissa makes it very obvious that she was eager to join Slender Man. The fact that Slender Man didn't exist doesn't change the fact that both girls believed that he did. And both of them actively wanted to be proxies for him so they could help him hurt and kill people.
okay. Okay, and do you know why she said that? Like, why she said that?
Because we had to supposedly prove ourselves worthy to Slender.
So today they asked me to come in and talk to you a little bit about what's been going on with you. So it seems like you and your friends had something that happened this morning, and I'm not sure how far back that went. So I got to try to get an understanding sort of about what's all going on here with your friends. Okay. So but before I do that, I got to read you a couple questions.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever had your rights read to you before?
Yes.
What was that for?
Earlier today, when I was in a car with the police officer.
Did you understand your rights then?
Yeah. Anisha had already told me them.
Anisha told you?
Uh-huh.
So what's going on with you? Why do you think you're here today?
Because Anisha and I ran off after hurting Bella.
Tell me what happened with Bella.
What do you mean?
Tell me what happened when you first woke up this morning.
Anisha and I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, and it was before Bella, so we went downstairs and we took quizzes on Quotab,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really weird. It was like, what
On what website?
Quotab.com.
Quotem?
It's a quiz website.
Is that Q-U?
V.
Okay. So you're taking quizzes, and then what happened?
And then Bella woke up and came downstairs by us.
And then what happened?
And then we went upstairs and played with Silly Putty.
Oh, who all went upstairs?
Bella, Anisha, and I.
Okay.
And then we played dress up, and I dressed up as Data. And, Anisha dressed up as, she called it a prostitute. It was sort of inappropriate.
Where'd you find the clothes?
They were mine. That I collected over the years from like concerts and stuff and Halloween. While Bella was changing into the pink dress, we kind of whispered, talked about it for like 3 seconds.
Sure. Whispered.
We're going to do it today at the park. That's what Morgan said. And then Anissa suggested that we get changed. And then, when Bella went to get changed, we sat and waited for her to finish. And then it was Anissa's turn. I took it, and I opened it, and then I put it in the Silly Putty. And then she came back, and she thought it was funny. And then she threw the Silly Putty at the ceiling. And she was like, wait, it's sticky now. And then, since it was sticky now, we had to get it off of the ceiling, I think.
I just can't get over how bizarre it is to listen to these girls talk about their day, how they were playing dress up, throwing Silly Putty at the ceiling, just basically being normal kids, while at the exact same time they were planning to murder their friend hours later.
They were also playing with like Silly Putty. We were downstairs again. Morgan was playing Sims, and Bella and I were playing with our Silly Putty.
Downstairs in the basement, or?
It made funny farting noises.
Okay.
And then I had to get changed out of my costume, and underneath that door of the bathroom. So she came in the bathroom and I got changed in the shower. And then she insisted on applying lipstick. And then
You saw?
and then I was wearing lipstick. And she was wearing lipstick.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
And then we came back upstairs and we played with my cat. It was there, so then I look at her like this.
Okay.
And then she's like, and then she nods to me and then puts her jacket back down and I kind of calmly walk towards the park. I was trying to stay calm, but I was like shaking a little bit like I am now.
Okay. And why did you start shaking?
Because I was nervous.
What were you nervous about most?
Seeing a dead person, because the last time I saw a dead person, it was at a funeral and it was my uncle. We played around a little bit. Morgan kind of started freaking out a little bit, so I said, Bella, I need to talk to Morgan. She's freaking out a little bit.
What was she freaking out about?
Killing. She had never done that before. She stabbed apples before.
Okay.
It was like chopsticks.
Okay.
But she never actually cut a flesh wound into somebody.
How was she freaking out? What was she doing?
She said, I can't do this. I'm too scared. You have to.
Did Bella hear this?
No, Bella was outside. I told her to go outside and play.
Yeah, she was in the bathroom.
And then Morgan started freaking out, so I had to hug her and calm her down.
So the three of you was at the park?
Mm-hmm. And then we played on the slide for a little bit. And we went in the bathroom. And then we were singing songs.
Was there something about her in the bathroom? Dying in the bathroom or something?
Yeah, there was a drain for blood to go down, and then we were gonna sit her on the toilet, lock the door, and then leave for Nicolette.
The incident at the bathroom that the girls are about to speak about was actually their first attempt to kill Peyton earlier that day. While the girls were at the park, they concocted a plan to get Peyton into the bathroom and convince her to go to sleep or knock her out so they could kill her without her suffering. Eventually, Anessa attempted to slam Peyton's head into a concrete wall, which not only didn't work, but it was so ineffective that Anessa was able to play the incident off as an accident. Not long thereafter, Morgan attempted to restrain Peyton's arms behind her back, but again, the girls didn't carry through with the attack, and it would seem that Peyton most likely thought the girls were only playing around.
So that it would look like that A, she wasn't dead, and because...
Like in the bathroom stall?
So we were gonna do it down in the bathroom stall and sit her on the toilet, lock the door, crawl out, and walk. From what I read on the creepypasta wiki, it's easier to kill people when they're either asleep or unconscious. And it's also easier if you do not look them in the eye. So I asked Bella if she could put herself to sleep. Is that okay?
Can I get it? Are you getting chilly? Okay. Yeah, let me get you one.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Because when you look into a person's eyes, you can see yourself. And you don't want to be killing yourself, supposedly, so you don't look in their eyes. And then when they're sleeping or unconscious, they can't scream, and they go around to make it harder for you.
Okay.
So then Morgan called me over to where she was standing, which was by the sink.
Okay.
So then she said, can you kind of knock her out? Because when I stand up for her every now and then, because Morgan's prime target for bullies at school, especially Devin.
Why did you guys pick the bathroom to do it?
I didn't pick it, so I don't know. I guess it is closed off from the rest of the park, but it would be very, very easy. I think she has some flaws in her thinking skills. So, obviously, I didn't choose the location. So I kind of went like that to her forehead, banged her head up against the concrete.
Okay.
And then she was just like, excuse you. pushed my hand away, so I said sorry, and I got bored and I needed something to do, plus my hands got really finicky. I lied.
So do you think that hurt her, or did it seem like it hurt her?
It didn't seem like it.
So you hit her slightly in the forehead and her head hit the wall straight. And you were doing this to knock her out so you guys could kill her in there?
Yeah.
Basically, and you asked her to fall asleep so you could kill her in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like screaming. That's one thing I can't be handled. And then, I couldn't do it in there. Morgan kind of explained, Slender and Proxy and all that to her, to Bella, while we were in the bathroom stall.
So Morgan hands you the knife?
And tells me to keep it concealed.
Where is Bella at that time?
We went in one of the bigger stalls.
Mm-hmm.
So Bella, say the door is here. Bella was standing in the corner like this. And then Morgan pulls her forward, and then Morgan crouches behind her. Bella crouches in front of her. And then Morgan held Bella's arms back.
What was she trying to do?
She was trying to restrain her from moving.
And what did Bella think of it?
Her facial expression was confused, but she didn't say anything. So then after that, I say, hey guys, why don't we go take a walk around the block? And that's when I pointed out to Morgan the bushes, the trees and bushes and all that, and say, you can take her in there and do the deed. After we go into the woods, we say we're going to play a hide and seek. And Morgan is going to be a seeker. So we hide. I tell Bella to lay down face first in the dirt.
So you
on her
suggested,
stomach.
okay, so you suggested to take a walk around the block, and you pointed out the woods to Morgan and said,
We could do the deed there.
okay,
And then, she says, I'm not laying on my stomach in dirt. It's all squishy and there are twigs and sharp rocks everywhere.
so you're going to play hide and seek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Play hide and seek, and then she was supposed to be the seeker, so to keep her eyes from being to see where you guys ran, you wanted her to lay down in the dirt?
No, Morgan was the seeker and Bella and I were hiding.
Okay, so you told her a place to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And why did you want her to lay down in the dirt?
So that I could sit on her chest so that I could pin her down and get it done and over with, and then we could leave.
I can't imagine what it must have been like when that poor girl realized her two friends tricked her into laying down so they could murder her. Throughout this story, I think it's pretty obvious that Peyton was a trusting kid, and they used that against her so they could kill her.
You're gonna pin her down?
Mm-hmm. Morgan told me to pin her down.
Okay. And
so she said no, so I kind of pushed her forward and sat on her hip, and then she said, ow, I can't breathe, ow, ow, ow. And then I got off because she was making a lot of noise.
was she kneeling already or something? Or
yeah, she was kneeling, and then I pushed her. She was kneeling like this.
okay, hiding.
Thing with flowers and all that.
Okay.
I was standing right here. I pushed her over,
Okay.
so she's this now.
Okay.
And then I sit right here on her hip while she's like that.
Okay.
And then she started complaining that she couldn't breathe, so I got off of her because she was making a lot of noise.
Okay. Okay. Then what happened next?
And I told Morgan that she's not laying down, and then she said, tackle her and I'll stab her. And then
Now, there was a time when Morgan gave you the knife.
and said that she couldn't do it.
When was that?
It was before
Heidi?
it was after I tackled Bella and sat on her hip.
Okay. So then, So you tell Morgan she's not laying down, is that what it happened?
And then she said, okay, tackle. Tackle her. And then I tackle her.
Yeah.
I get up, and then Morgan hands me the knife and says, I can't do it. You know where all the soft spots are. Like, I only know where soft spots are because I used to watch Doomsday Preppers, and it said that a hard blow to, like, the stomach or the throat with, like, a sucker in between your fingers can do some serious damage.
A sucker meaning like a knife or something?
No, a sucker being an actual lollipop.
Oh.
Okay.
And then she drunks on Bella, and she held her to the floor.
Where did Anissa do this?
Mm-hmm.
Where did this happen at?
In some trees,
How'd you guys end up in by the trees?
because we were going to look at, like, plants and stuff.
How far off the road was it?
Not very. And then we stabbed her
Maybe you stopped her.
with a knife.
You stopped her from what?
Huh?
You stopped her from what?
A knife?
How did you stop her?
I said stab.
Oh, stabbed her?
Mm-hmm. And I tell her she has to do it and to go ballistic, and then she asked when, and I said whatever you want, and she said I'm doing it when you want me to.
So she gives you the knife
Mm-hmm.
and says you do it.
And then I give it back to her and say, you do it, go ballistic. And she said, okay, I'll go ballistic when you say you want me to. I told her that I didn't care when she did it. And she said, whatever. So I started walking away, and then like when I was 5 feet away, I said now, and Morgan said, don't be afraid, I'm only a little kitty cat, and jumped on top of Bella and stabbed her repeatedly.
Okay.
Like, she told me that she got her in the lung, right here, 6 times, and then like in the leg a few times.
Okay.
And then she walked away covered in blood, and then Peyton started screaming, I trusted you, I hate you all.
It's honestly one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever heard. Imagine being stabbed and the thing that comes out of your mouth is, I trusted you.
And then I told her to lay down and be quiet because I didn't want attention being drawn. So I said, lay down and be quiet, you'll lose blood slower. So then she laid down. Maria tried to clean her wounds with a leaf.
Did she try to get up?
Yeah, she tried to get up. She said that she couldn't see, she couldn't walk, and that she couldn't breathe.
Peyton was saying this?
Yes.
So after Morgan stabbed Peyton, did Morgan just get off of her and start walking away, or?
Morgan got off of her when I turned around, and Peyton was wobbling around, holding up trees, saying, I hate you, get help.
Okay.
And that's when I told her to lay down and be quiet, you lose blood fat slower.
Okay. But really you just wanted her not to draw attention?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then,
when Peyton was being stabbed, was she laying on the ground, or?
Morgan pushed her to the ground face first, and went ballistic.
Ballistic. Okay.
And then,
So Peyton somehow gets herself to stand up.
but she's wobbling, and then she collapses near a ditch, and then she says, I can't see, and she starts kind of crying and whimpering a little bit. Then, and then Morgan tries to clean a big wound on her leg with part of a leaf, but it didn't help that much.
Why was she trying to do that?
Because before this, Peyton was Morgan's best friend. Morgan was Peyton's only friend. So, It was hard for her to do that.
Okay.
And it was really bad.
Okay. Okay.
I said no. Morgan said, don't be afraid. I'm only a little kitty cat, and then lunged for Peyton with ballistic.
What do you think she meant by that? Don't worry, I'm just a little kitty cat.
She said that she was going to draw cat whiskers on her face if she became a proxy, and that would be her catchphrase, like with Jeff the Killer and to go to sleep.
So did you guys talk about doing this beforehand?
Anisha told me we had to,
Why?
because she said that he'd kill our families.
Who's he?
A man. I didn't know him, but Anisha knew him.
How is she doing?
I don't know. Anisha told me about him.
When you guys went back into the woods, did Peyton know anything about, or Bella know anything about this?
No,
Where'd you guys get the knife from?
my kitchen.
Your kitchen?
Anisha did.
So who left the house with it?
I think Anisha did. It was in the bag. Anisha packed the bag. We
Where-
both packed the bag. We knew about this since December. One day she just told me that we had to.
What do you mean she told you you had to?
I mean, she told us we had to kill her.
Who did?
Anisha.
When she says us, what do you mean us? Who's us? You mean the two of you or
Yeah.
somebody else?
There's nobody else.
Did Bella say anything when you guys were stabbing her?
She said two things, but it was afterwards. She said, I trusted you, and she said, I hate you. And she kept whispering, I can't see, over and over and over and over again. I can still hear it. And then she started crying with no tears, but you could hear her cry. And then
What were you guys doing? Watching her?
we were like slowly backing away because we took the opportunity to run.
Okay.
Like she couldn't see us, so we took the opportunity to run.
Did you tell her you were gonna go get help? Did you want to actually get her help?
No.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to, but I knew Morgan wouldn't want me to.
Okay.
Because we've planned this for a while.
So you guys, how many times do you think you stabbed her?
I don't know. It happened very quickly. All I heard was screaming.
How many times did you guess?
I don't know.
So you ran through the woods or did you run up the road?
We ran up the road. We were running and then we hid in very tall grass. Not the tall grass that we were found in. And then these police officers showed up, so of course we hid.
Did you know which way you went then? What else did you see on your...
Well, Anisha said that we had to go to Walmart to refill our water bottles, and we did.
Which Walmart?
I don't know.
Is it like a food store one?
No.
The one over
It's a huge one.
on West Avenue?
Mm-hmm. So we refilled our water bottles and went to the bathroom and washed the blood off our hands. Will I regret giving you this information later?
You know, this information was used to try to get you some help so you don't have to hear those screams and don't have to worry about hurting anybody anymore.
Okay.
So you guys have been planning this a while?
Since December. She was my best friend since 4th grade.
Who was?
Peyton.
So why did you pick Peyton?
I didn't pick her.
Who picked her?
Whoever Anisha was talking about. She made it seem necessary, and I figured if it was necessary, then I would.
So the person that talked to Anissa told him who to do it?
Yep. It was more of a message. I don't know. She didn't go very in-depth.
So what else have you guys been doing to plan for this? Just talking about it? The two of you? Has anybody else known about it?
No.
So how did you know how to... what were you trying to do with her when you stabbed her?
Kill her. I might as well just say it. We were trying to kill her. I don't know why it was necessary that it was her, but it seems very necessary.
So why did you want to kill Peyton?
Huh?
Why did you want to kill Peyton?
It's not that we wanted to.
Before you said it was necessary?
Mm-hmm.
Why was it necessary?
Because...
And so she said, well, we have to kill Bella to prove ourselves to the Slender.
Yes.
And what did you think of this when she was telling you?
I was surprised, but also kind of excited because I wanted proof that he existed, because there were a bunch of skeptics out there saying that he didn't exist. And then there's a bunch of photos online and sources online saying that they did see him.
Okay.
Both girls' defenses would later go on to say that the girls felt like if they didn't kill Peyton, that they were themselves going to either be killed or their families were going to be killed. But I think it's pretty clear after listening to statements like that, that this was much more than them feeling like they were in danger and a lot more about wanting to join Slender Man.
So a lot of people believe that Slender actually exists.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of talk about this on the internet, I bet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you at first thought...
At first I was kind of surprised and didn't want to do it, but later I didn't want to leave Morgan all by herself out here because who knows how many creeps are out here, so I decided to go along, tag along, so I said let it be. Kind of prove skeptics wrong.
Okay. So did you think that you actually had to kill somebody to do it?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Mm-hmm.
You thought it would be exciting to find out, hey, if we can be a proxy and prove and do this, kill Bella, then we know that Slender exists.
If we saw him actually, we think we see him sometimes.
Okay.
Like when we were walking up to where we were going, we saw him, I saw him out of the corner of my eye on this side.
Okay.
And then Morgan said she heard a twig crack when no one was moving.
Did you think that you guys killed Morgan? Bella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like on a triangle chart, Slender would be up here.
Okay.
There'd be killers and then proxies. This is going to get me arrested, isn't it? I won't take back any of it.
You won't take it back because it's all the truth?
It's all the truth.
And that's what's important here, is to tell the truth.
I know. One time I got suspended because I accidentally brought a hammer to school.
Why'd you bring the hammer to school?
Because I was cleaning my room and I shoved it in my backpack, so I know that it's important to tell the truth.
How long ago was that?
A while ago. It was this year, though. But it was an accident. I thought you should know.
Like how earlier this year?
At the beginning.
So were you going to use a hammer to hurt somebody, or?
No, it was an accident.
An accident?
We've been over it. I went over it with the principal. I figure you have access to all those files if you need more information, so I might as well tell you.
You're a pretty smart girl. Hey, so Anisha told you that somebody told her or that it was necessary to kill.
I was confused a little bit.
What do you mean you're confused?
I didn't really understand what we were doing, but I was the one who, final kill. I don't know if she's alive though.
She's alive.
Crying. Good.
What do you mean you were confused?
I didn't know exactly why we were. I really didn't want to make Anissa mad. It's, hard enough to make friends. I don't want to lose them over something like this.
At least to me, Morgan seems like the one who was more detached from reality. From what I've read online, she had an incredibly difficult time making friends just because, she had schizophrenic episodes and clearly had a mental illness, whereas Anessa seemed to be the one who was calling all of the shots.
So where did you guys get the knife from?
My kitchen, I just said that.
Okay. And who put it in the bag?
I think Anissa told me to. Anissa might as well. It's sort of foggy, because I've been trying to block it out.
Whose purse was that you guys had today?
It was my mommy's, but she gave it to me, I think, in like first grade for dress up.
So you guys end up in your house, you guys get the knife from your house,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys go down to the park.
My parents had nothing to do with this, I promise.
I believe you. They seem like very nice people. So you guys have been, when you say you guys have been planning this from December, when did you decide that you were going to do this today?
In December, she said.
But how did you know that on May 31st, 2014 was?
We didn't know it was going to be May 31st. We knew it was going to be at my birthday sleepover. You have no idea how difficult it was not to tell anyone. Just told I wanted to be locked up so that I couldn't hurt her, but that time has passed and now I'm in here because we were careless. I knew this would happen. I knew we'd get in trouble.
So you wanted to get locked up so you would get in trouble?
I didn't really genuinely want to be locked up, but at one point I sort of did. It seemed...
So you guys decided a while ago that on the sleepover night that this was what you wanted?
Yeah.
Why do you think it was your sleepover night that you're...
Because we would all be together. It was a flawless plan, actually. And then, the whole time, Peyton was screaming in agony. Saying stuff like, I hate you guys, I'll never forgive you, and I trusted you. Still, and, sorry. So we told her we were gonna get help, but we really weren't. We were gonna run and let her pass away.
Why did you guys go over by the woods?
Because we knew what we had to do. We led her there and tricked her. The last thing she said to me was, I trusted you. And then she said, I hate you. And then we lied to her. Anissa said that she'd go get help. I didn't have anything to do with the lying, Mom. That was all Anissa. She said we were going to go get help.
How did you trick her to get down there?
We said that we were going to go bird watching. People who trust you become very gullible. And it was sort of sad. Not like offensive, well, that's sad, but it was sad to do this.
They continued to stab her?
Mm-hmm. And then we decided that, and then Anissa said that it was enough, and then Bella was like, I can't see, and then I said, I'm sorry. This had to happen, and she was like, why? And then I said that it was necessary. I can't explain why. Please don't cut off my head.
Nobody's gonna cut off your head.
It's just a window, and every wearing and mold on the outside. Sometimes I'm looking in.
Did you do anything to try to help her?
No,
No.
there was nothing I could have done.
Did you think she was dead?
Oh no,
Why don't they
she told me not to touch her, so I stopped touching her. I did try to help them. I tried to at least clean up her wounds so that she might have been able to escape.
How did you try to clean up her wounds?
It was a large relief, but she said, no, just don't touch me. I'm sorry, that must have sounded offensive. No, I just remember that we went forward and forward and forward, and then we passed a bunch of buildings, and we went through downtown Waukesha, we went everywhere, and actually we were singing the whole time. We took turns singing songs to each other. We were surprisingly calm, actually. It was like we hadn't just killed someone, or thought that we killed someone or stabbed anyone. And we went into a few like ditches with forests and trees. And I remember we tried to find Slender Man.
Trying to find who?
Slender.
Who's Slender Man?
He's this tall, faceless man who preys on children. Because we were by a forest and we couldn't help ourselves.
So he's a tall, faceless man?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to find him?
What?
Why are you trying to find him?
Because Anisha said he could help us. I sort of thought that he might kill us if we did find him though, because he has a tendency to do that.
Have you ever met him?
No. You've never seen him.
Who tells you about him?
He's everywhere. Because I've read so many things about him.
Where did you read stuff about him?
It's called creepypasta. It was weird. I felt no remorse. I thought I would. Because I still have this idea in my head that it was necessary.
So you didn't feel any, it was weird that you didn't feel remorse?
Mm-hmm. I actually felt nothing.
In 2017, both girls were actually found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect and were kept in psychiatric hospitals until they were deemed mentally fit to stand trial. Eventually, Anessa was sentenced to 25 years to life in a state psychiatric hospital, whereas Morgan was given the maximum sentence of 40 years to life in a state hospital. On September 13, 2021, Anessa was released on probation with multiple stipulations, including a 24-hour GPS monitoring device that she was required to have on her at all times. She was no longer allowed to leave the county without permission. She's no longer allowed to use the internet or social media at all, and she's going to be required to take medication, and she'll be monitored to make sure that she's taking that by a counselor for years. At the time of this video's creation, Morgan Geyser remains in the custody of the state, which I think she would admit is a far cry from the mansion that she believed she was going to live in with Slender Man. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching.